Science Champion.
STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering and Math, so it's the group of science-related subjects. I run a number of activities. The one is the summer camp that's going on right now. The girls get to meet women who are in careers in STEM, and in this way they can meet us, they can learn from us, we can share our stories, our own backgrounds, how we made our decisions, and this is really valuable for girls who are going through the same thing. One of the core projects that goes on through the week is that we study zebrafish development. We breed fish on Monday night, they look collecting eggs Tuesday, and by Friday we have little fish swimming around, and it's very, very exciting. You need your microscopes all set up. My goal is for youth to be able to make informed decisions about STEM so that they know what STEM is and they know what STEM subjects are, they know what STEM careers are. The most important thing is that right now there are existing stereotypes for careers within STEM, and those stereotypes are very male-dominated. And so girls need to be shown the excitement of science and math and engineering. They need to meet women who are in these fields so that they can change those stereotypes that have been imprinted on them. It's got thousands of cells already. Major influences of young girls making their decisions about their careers are their parents, their peers, and what they see on TV and what they see in the newspaper. And so if they're not seeing women in these roles, being engineers, being the CEO of a company, doing science, they're not going to understand that this is a career option for them. My hope is that I've been able to inspire girls to really think hard about the subject choices they're going to have to make in grade 9 and grade 10, and that they are making informed decisions about whether they are going to continue science or not. It's important, and I think this goes for all youth, they generally have very limited perspective of what the career options are. They can name 10 careers, and that's it. And there are hundreds and tons of careers that relate to science, and we want to share that with them.
I've been interested in science from the get-go. When I was a little kid, that's all I could think about. It's crucial that children become interested in science at an early age, because that's when curiosity happens. And really the benefit is that everything else follows from science. And it helps in your education, it helps in your perspective, it helps you in analyzing things. So yes, I would have to say that learning science is one of the most important things you could do. When we create particles out of energy, they usually come in pairs. I discovered early on that I was good at talking about science. It's not so much doing the science, but understanding the place of science. And so I'm a science communicator. I do productions in science, I write about science, I talk about science on the radio. To be able to communicate to other people, it doesn't matter whether it's in a conversation or over the radio or doing a documentary or a children's series, the ability to communicate science I view as the seminal part of my life.
Ever wonder why? I sure do. Wondering why things happen is the first step to discovering the world around us.
It's been years for some of the programs, and I get adults coming up to me saying, I loved this show or that show or this documentary or the science files or your book. And the feedback is probably the most important part of all of this. I feel like a conduit. I feel that I take information that I have and put it into the public sphere where children can get a hold of it. And by having children getting a hold of it, it keeps their perspectives to ask questions. The perspective that it's all right not to know. That's what science is about. It's not about the answers. It's about the right to ask the questions. And I think that's key, and I think that's a childhood thing, and I think that should never be turned off. Very often you get caught up in your own problems, you get caught up in the world's problems, you get caught up in so many of the different things that affect us, making a living, relationships, all that kind of stuff. And science is a brand new blank page every morning. And it allows me to be excited about the world. It allows me to ask questions and be a kid again.
I became interested in judging science fairs when I was a graduate student at Dalhousie. When I'm judging fairs, one of the things that really gives me a lot of satisfaction is talking with kids, to see them developing. They're in grade 7, you see them again in maybe grade 9, grade 10, and right through until they leave and go off to university. In addition to that, to see a student working with another scientist, and even just other judges, to watch them being enthusiastic, I mean, it's just a great thing. one of the things that I've benefited from over the years has been loving chemistry. I've been involved in chemistry since I was 15 years old, and I still love it. And you see that when kids are enthusiastic. Okay, and so for the neutral compound, what did you come up with there? The key is to mentor them, not to tell them that much, but to get them to look for themselves and obviously correct them along the way when they've gone off track sometimes. The key thing is to teach, to learn, to understand things that we do every day. I teach a class in food chemistry, and so sure it's chemistry, but it's about the foods that we eat. And I almost feel, and I sometimes even tell my students, that they're fooled into liking chemistry because we're actually learning about foods. I always say, which would you rather do? Would you rather throw something into a box and out comes an answer? Or would you want to understand? If you want to understand it, then that's science.